Hey guys, so today we're talking about triggers, and I wrote some notes down over here, so looking off this way, that would be why. Okay, so first would be everyone gets triggered. Everyone. Like you're not the only one. You're not the only one who thinks that it's unbearable, or you're not the only one that, gets triggered. And you're not the only one who can't overcome it. Triggers are different for everybody. They're, they're really diverse, and they change. They can change over time or change in relationship to the person, place, or thing. And you don't have to understand it. You just have to realize it. So it's good to say hey, I'm triggered by that, and to understand why you're triggered and then work around it. But if you don't understand why, that's okay. Doesn't mean you can't overcome it. So knowing why you're triggered isn't as big as a deal. It's helpful, but not necessary for growth and moving on and healing. Let's see. So some people like to just avoid them, and I think there's a point in your process where that can be really helpful and the best thing for you, but there's definitely a point where avoiding those triggering people, places, or things is harmful. It hinders you, it enables you, it sets you back, and you're not going to grow. And sometimes people have to push you to help you realize that you're ready to face it, but deep down you're always going to know when you're ready. You really will, and you don't want to trust it, and you won't feel like you will, but you'll know. And you need to face it. Now, you don't have to face it alone or without preparation. And preparing to go through a trigger, knowing you're going to take that on, yeah, that's hard, and it's hard work, and it takes effort, but in the long run, it's really going to help you. So, prepare for triggers. First, you want to remember that you're the only one who's deciding that you're triggered by that. And it never really feels like it, but you are in control of that. It's in your mind and your thoughts. Secondly, figure out what you're going to do. If it's a triggering situation or place, I'm going to call one of these 10 people, or I'm going to write about it. If it's a negative thought, be every time I have this negative thought, I'm going to replace it with this thought, no matter how many times it takes. And make an action plan. And that way, when you come face to face with a situation that's triggering, you'll know what to do. It might take a minute or two for you to think about it, because it might be kind of scary and kind of panicky, but you'll know what to do. You'll remember, and you're okay, well, I'm going to do this or this or this or this, and these are all good choices that I could make right now. If you end up going back into negative behavior or negative thought pattern, that's okay. It happens. It really does. And do not feel guilty. Be proud. It's okay to, that's unfortunate that happened, but as it happened, I was learning. I learned what didn't work for me. So now I know next time, I'm not going to try that, because that doesn't work. And, be proud of what you're learning. Be proud that you can go through it and be strong and figure out what works for you. Getting through triggers is a process. It's not one thing, it's not a one-day thing. It's not something you can do just like that. It takes work, and that's okay. It's how it's supposed to be. So, and when you do make it through a triggering situation, think about it, write about it, talk about it, figure out what made it work for you. And don't just say oh, I don't know, or yeah, not a big deal, it wasn't that big, it wasn't that triggering. Figure out what helped you get through it so you can remember that for next time. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's all I had. Anyway, have a great week, guys.